Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. That's a song that I hear every single morning. That's what happens when you have children. You become really accustomed to the same children's music every morning. Hi, Penny. What do you think of my eye makeup? It's amazing, isn't it? Now, I've done a really silly thing and put this filter on, and I'm not sure if I can turn it off for the whole live. Let's see. These are really cool, actually. So I'm dropping in to say hi. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, this is a really cool frame. How about if I leave that one on? Oh gosh. I am so sorry, everyone. I feel like I'm wasting everyone's time right now with all of these, oh my goodness, filters. I have no idea how to turn them off. Hi, Rosie. I'm so excited to see you. Hi, Rachel. Here we go. No ridiculous filters. I'm sitting in a car park in the city of Melbourne, in a high-rise car park. I drive into Melbourne once a month to get my hair cut because it's, you know... Hi, Monica. Oh, look, let's just leave it at that. I think this is supposed to be like a princess or a queen, but it reminds me of Mad Max or something like that. Anyway, I'm in the city. I absolutely hate driving into the city. And I thought I'd do a little live to talk about this because being autistic, ADHD, but being a PDA means that I have this... Hi, Molly. Welcome. I have this bonus of determination. So even when something feels like it's too hard or I get really anxious, hi, Leah. I hope you're feeling better. I still push through and I do a lot of things. And in my life, that has meant that I spend a lot of time in burnout because the PDA determination pushes through the anxiety. And you know, my body signals to me when it's uncomfortable or when it's had enough. And I often perceive those as demands and I override them anyway, which sometimes is helpful, sometimes it's not. In this case, I really love my hairdresser. He's wonderful, he's accommodating, he's radically accepting, he's an incredible human being. And he happens to operate from a salon in the city. And so that means that I have to get into my car once a month and drive into the city and feel anxious and completely overwhelmed. Hi, Andrea. And it is so difficult. I find it difficult because what happens is that PDA neurology or neurobiology is separate from me. It's separate from my wants and needs. Being a PDA means that I have a brain and a body that knows that its one job is to keep me alive. And it's often operating from defense mode or the threat response is activated. And what that means is that it doesn't know the difference between being asked to do homework or standing in front of a bus. Fight, flight, freeze or fawn is activated most of the time. So for me to be able to get into my car and come into the city means that I'm highly anxious and my brain doesn't understand that I'm doing something I really want to do. So Kristy the person, hi Emma, is going, okay, I really want to go into the city and get my hair cut because I love my hairdresser and I really need a haircut, right? but my PDA brain, my neurobiology goes, hang on, I know this. It pays attention to the environment and the threat response is activated. So it sees, my brain pays attention to the environment, what it looks like as I'm driving along in the car, and it goes, oh, I know this route. This is not good. Okay, anxiety, highly activated. And so then I meet the anxiety and I try and work with it. So I do a lot of self-talk and self-soothing. So I'll be driving along going, I can do this. I have been doing this since my early 20s, driving into the city. I love getting my hair cut. Yeah, this is really hard and it feels really scary. And I do listen and validate the fears that my brain has around feeling bombarded. Because when I'm in the city, I'm in survival mode. I feel like I'm this little tiny being and I'm being pushed down by energy, by people, by the sound. It's just stifling and smothering and thick and heavy the energy is in the city. And then, of course, because I'm hypersensitive, walking to the hairdresser from the car park, I see homelessness and I see people in need, and my heart breaks. And there's that, there's just so many layers of sensitivity there for autistic people. So I self-soothe on the ride in and I say, this is really hard and I'm really feeling it, but I've done this so many times and I'm okay. And it does help. It definitely helps. I feel my stomach calm down somewhat. But the anxiety does not dissipate, and it may never dissipate. But something I've noticed is that, if I go back to my 20s, my early 20s, I was a single parent. I had a little girl who's now 22, but she was a little girl who had medical needs, and I had to drive to the Royal Children's Hospital once a month. And, oh my Lord, I was terrified. I had no idea how to drive in the city. I lived in the country with roundabouts, no traffic lights. And if I think about what that used to be like, talk about survival mode. I would drive to Melbourne and I would drive into oncoming traffic at major roundabouts and intersections because I had no idea what I was doing. And I would just accept, I might die today. I might get into an accident today. But as long as I get to where I need to go, I will be happy. How crazy is that? And I feel like as an autistic person, that's how I lived a lot of my life. So much of my life was about survival. As long as I get this done, I'll be okay. Put my head down, shut off, shut down, don't pay attention, just get there. My stomach would hurt. I had autoimmune disease flares leading up to coming into the city, Crohn's disease, terrible pain. It never went smoothly. I always got lost. I didn't prepare. I didn't know how. I didn't know I had to prepare. I didn't know I was autistic. I just thought I was stupid and wrong and hopeless and useless. And why can't I do this very simple thing that look at all these other hundreds of people are managing to do? But I couldn't. Penny, the roundabout of death near the RCH. Oh, how bad is it? At least there's lights in there now, right? Back then there wasn't. And that roundabout, I had to brave it. I had to brave it once a month with my child in the back, no idea what I was doing. That was my life. That's a metaphor for my whole life. Everything. Had no idea what I was doing. I was just clueless, winging it, surviving, doing what I thought was the right thing to do. So now I know that when I come into the city, I make sure I've got very little else on during the day. What normally happens is my brain recognises that I'm not paying attention, so I feel a migraine begin to set in, because the brain is clever, and if its one job is to keep me alive, and I am willful and I'm ignoring the signs, which is anxiety, which is fear, that's our brain and our body trying to stop us from engaging with what we're doing because it thinks we might die. Because the brain and the body is all about survival, right? It doesn't care about details. If I don't pay attention, I get a migraine. And I can feel a migraine setting in now. So I've got my big bottle of water. I got here smoothly. I'm in the car park, and guess what happened? I can't believe this happened. I opened the top of my water bottle and I spilt water all over the worst area of my pants that you could possibly spill water. Yeah, there. So now I have to walk out into the middle of the city across the road with a wet patch on the front of my pants. There's nothing I can do about it. But you know what? I'm just happy I got here and I'm alive and I'm getting my hair cut today. So everybody can think I've wet my pants, that's fine. But yeah, so some of the strategies or some of the tools that I use now to get my brain accustomed to the city and trying to make friends with the environment. Because when we're working with somebody with a PDA neurobiology, we want to communicate with the brain, not the person, because we need to see them as separate. People often make the mistake of thinking that children with a PDA profile who are school avoiding are making a choice about it. There's no choice in it. There's no choice. It doesn't matter what comes out of this little mouth. It doesn't matter what excuses we give. There's absolutely no choice. Hi, Scout. It's so lovely to see you. I hope you're well. So we communicate to the brain, and the brain is very receptive. The human brain is very receptive to imagery and visuals. We have to use a language that the brain understands, and that is not verbal communication. So I help my brain become comfortable with my surroundings so we can all be on the same page, my brain, my body, my mind, and my will. By, instead of getting out of the car today and walking with my head down, ignoring everything in survival mode, I will do something that's very uncomfortable for me. I will slow down my walking into a stroll. I will try and fool my brain and my body into believing that I'm enjoying being in the city. So I'll look around, I'll take in my surroundings, and I'll tell myself, whilst my eyes are on the environment, wow, this is incredible. Wow, how interesting. When really what I want to do is shut down and just get the hell out of there. But I'm communicating to my brain that this is leisurely, that I am not going to die, that I am okay. And over time, I find that that has helped. I can get into the city now. I can feel that anxiety. I can make friends with it, not overcome it, make friends with it and go, okay, thank you, I honour that. I honour that you're trying to keep me alive. And here's what I want you to know. I'm okay. I love getting my hair cut. I need a bloody haircut because I look like Elvis and I'm borderlining on a mullet. And this is what we're doing. And it takes a long time. It takes a really long time. And there are days where I won't be able to come into the city and I need to cancel because I know my limits. But I'm 41 and it's taken me my whole life to know my limits. And they fluctuate, always fluctuating. So, yeah, I think it's about picking our battles. What is it in life that we really want to be able to do? And can we put together a plan to be able to do those things? And this is important to me coming into the city and having my hair cut is really important to me. And as much as, you know, even I have a wonderful psych who's even recommended that I access funding in an NDIS plan for transport so somebody else can bring me into the city and it would be easier. But I'm determined that I've worked so hard on calming my PDA or my anxiety response to doing things that are big for me as an autistic person. I've worked so hard on it that I don't feel like I want to, you know, stop and have somebody else take care of it for me. There are many things in my life that I do have radical acceptance around. And there are some things that I think are worth fighting for. And, yeah, I think it's important for us to choose our battles, to pick our battles. And for me, a haircut is everything. Anyway, do you know what? I can't see all the comments. I can see them when they come up a little bit, but I can't see them all. So I'm sorry if I haven't responded. I can't see. But thank you, everybody, for being here. It's so lovely to connect. And I will see you all again soon, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm going to hop out of the car now with my wet groin area because I spilt water all over it, and walk around the city and pretend I'm enjoying myself. Don't know how that's going to go, but anyway, have a great day.